So today we're going to talk about the 10 greatest basketball players of all time. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Mark and Rob's Sports Showdown. I am Mark. Rob is working today, and I'm doing this video myself because I'm going to be doing all the talking anyways because I did all the research. And this is in response to both Fox News, ESPN, and Jabal Hill's top 10 for greatest basketball players of all time. And I'm going to have some other lists too for you to look at. So, hey, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. Hit the notification bell when you do so you get notified of our next video. Join us for our live shows, which starts out with Kate and Clark's Crossover every Monday and Thursday Eastern Time, except for major holidays, 6 to 7 on Monday and 5:30 to 6:30 on Thursdays. So, right now I'm going to go over like some joke lists that I made up, and then I'm going to go over a real list after that. Just for a little humor, I'm going to throw that in there. As most people know, Tennessee and Connecticut have this big rivalry and they hate each other. And also, UConn Mafia is accused of just liking UConn players. So, anyways, here's my first list as a UConn fan choosing their top 10 women's college basketball players of all time. Brianna Stewart, Maya Moore, Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird, Rebecca Lobo, Tina Charles, Paige Beckers. Those are all UConn players. Then they throw in Cheryl Miller, just to be nice, Brittany Griner, because she was dominant, and Cheryl Swoops because she won a championship. That's their list. That's Connecticut list. Of course, they left Caitlin Clark off because they're all intimidated by Caitlin Clark and want to try to hold her down. Now, the Tennessee, they hate Connecticut even more than they hate Caitlin Clark. So Caitlin Clark actually made their list, but they have Candace Parker, Shamika Holtzclaw, Tamika Catchings, then Cheryl Miller, Brittany Griner, Cheryl Swoops, Caitlin Clark. And then 8, 9, and 10 are finally the Connecticut players. Brianna Stewart, Maya Moore, Diana Taurasi. So that's my joke. And here's a list of the Hatelins, list of Caitlin Clark, 10 greatest players of all time. Of course, she didn't make the list, just like she didn't make Connecticut list. This is Cheryl Miller, Maya Moore, Candace Parker, Brittany Griner, Shamika Holtzclaw, Cheryl Swoops, A'ja Wilson, Lynette Woodward, Simone Augustus, Dawn Staley, and then Angel Reese made honorable mention. In case you think I'm making that up, I actually saw that in one of those comments in someone's website. So that she should make honorable mention because she won a title, because that's what's important. Even though it's an individual sport. And this is top 10 list is Clarksies. Those are just big, huge Caitlin Clark fans. They got Caitlin Clark, Cheryl Miller, Brianna Stewart, Maya Moore, Caitlin Clark, Candace Parker, Caitlin Clark, Shamika Holtzclaw, and Caitlin Clark and Nancy Lieberman. And that's the list. Now let's get to the real list. First, this all started out with ESPN, who had 3 people doing it, and 2 were from Connecticut. And they put Caitlin Clark in the headline about, is she the greatest player of all time? And then they stuck her at number 5, and they took her off. And she ended up not being the top 5 because she didn't win a championship. So their 5 was Brianna Stewart was first, and then they had Candace Parker second, Diana Taurasi third, Maya Moore fourth, and Cheryl Miller fifth. Then Fox did a list in response to that and came up with Brianna Stewart first, Caitlin Clark second, Diana Taurasi third, Cheryl Miller, Shamika Holtzclaw, Maya Moore, Brittany Griner, Candace Parker, A'ja Wilson, and Lynette Woodward. Jemele Hill didn't like that list because Caitlin Clark was second. How she responded was, now, as much as I love Caitlin Clark, I have her 5th through 8th, is what she said. As much as I love Caitlin Clark. Now, anybody watching this actually thinks she loves Caitlin Clark? She doesn't like Caitlin Clark. Let's be honest about this. She's made enough comments to tell you that for sure. Anyways, she did a list, and some of her stuff was inaccurate and misleading, but hers was Tamika Catchings, Shamika Holtzclaw, Brittany Griner. Caitlin Clark was 7th. Cheryl Swoops, Candace Parker, Brianna Stewart, surprisingly, was 4th. Maya Moore, 3rd. Diana Taurasi, surprisingly, was 2nd. And Cheryl Miller. So here's my list. Now, in the parentheses is the number of times the person won Player of the Year. And in the second number is how many times they were first team All-American. And I have it broken down for all these players. And you can see it in the parentheses there. Cheryl Miller and Brianna Stewart were basically 3-time Player of the Years. Caitlin Clark was basically a 4-time first-team All-American and 2-time Player of the Year, and so was Maya Moore. Candace Parker actually only won 1.5 Player of the Years. She didn't win 2 of the 4 awards. Brittany Griner was 2-time Player of the Year. Cheryl Swoops only won 1. So did Taurasi. I mean, Tamika Cloteslaw was 2-time Player of the Year and was 3-time first-team All-American. And Nancy Lieberman, same thing. And you can see I added also 15 other players, some old-time players that were on the list. Simone Augustus, Dawn Staley, Asia Wilson, Lynette Woodard, Lisa Leslie, Tamika Catchings, Sabrina Ionescu, Tina Charles, Kelsey Plum, Sue Bird, Paige Beckers, Rebecca Lobo, Ann Donovan, Elena Deladonna, who just retired. She did not win Player of the Year. She lost out to Brittany Griner twice. And Ann Myers didn't even have a Player of the Year so much when it started, just as her career was ending, the Wade Trophy. But she was Kodak All-American 4 times. And she's and she became an announcer after that and a writer. Anyways, this is my list. I think it's more accurate. And like I said, I think if you don't have Caitlin Clark, Cheryl Miller, and Brianna Stewart in your top 3, then you're mistaken. I think Brianna Stewart is a better player than Diana Taurasi if you want to compare Connecticut players. And so is Maya Moore. They're both better defenders than Diana Taurasi. And I think they made their players around them better. Diana Taurasi was a good passer, but nothing special. She was a shooting guard. She was a pretty good passer. Caitlin Clark is a phenomenal passer and makes her teammates way better, unlike Diana Taurasi. And again, I did a whole video on comparing the two of them, and Caitlin Clark's numbers blow her away. But this is my list here. I think Candace Parker, you can see how well she did her rookie year. Tells you how good she might have been in college. I know you can't measure it that way because it's a different standard, because some skills translate from college to the pros, but it gives you some indication how dominant she was in college, how dominant she was in the pros right away. Maya Moore did good right away. So did Diana Taurasi. So did Cheryl Swoops. You know, most of these players all did good right away. Nancy Lieberman never got a chance to play in a women's pro league because it didn't exist back then. Anyways, this is my list. Let me know what you think. This is what I call reality by people who know basketball and who don't see color and have no connection to UConn and Tennessee. That's what I call my list. Anyways, let us know what you think down below. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that notification bell when you do. And join us for our live show and Caitlin Clark's crossover every Monday and Thursday, 6 to 7 Eastern and 5:30, 6:30 Eastern, except for major holidays. And if you want to share this video with someone, your family, friends, acquaintances, please do so. And if you want, you can donate to this channel with Super Chats, Super Thanks down below, and a link to PayPal. And we'll see you in the next video.